Right, so hi guys, good day. No? And today we're going to discuss again about business taxation, right? And the topic that we are going to discuss is about the excise tax. No, very ano ni siya ng ligad nga mga weeks na very parang hot news ni siyang excise tax, especially on the petroleum, no, sa mga gasoline, diesel nga because of that increase of prices because of that crisis and war nga that happened no sa other countries. The price of our gasoline, diesel have changed or have increased significantly, no. And sa government naman on their side, no, the people, no, that are asking if the excise tax, no, shall be parang i-hold or parang i-cancel muna on the petroleum products to decrease to decrease the parang the price, no. But in my point of view, no, because of this train law and bala nyo man, no, sa inyo nga income tax that number one nga parang naapektuhan because of the train law is that the exemption of paying tax increased, no, from 10,000 to 250,000 nga yearly income. And because of that, nagkaroon ng parang, of course, no, less collections in terms of the income tax. But the government, no, tries to recover those lost nga parang tax nga ma-collect through the excise tax. Nag-add sila excise tax on sugary products, no? Increase nga excise tax or nagpataw sila excise tax on like the lotto, no, ano pa, petroleum products muna gani ang petroleum products, the sugary products. Then they have increased, no, the excise tax on the cigarettes and the alcoholic drinks, ang tawag sila sin tax, no. And because of that, no, parang nagkaroon ng do additional funds, no, to those lost nga collection of tax, right? So let's define first what is an excise tax. Now, excise tax is a hybrid consumption tax, no? Meaning under siya sa consumption tax, under mo siya sa business tax, tama? With a regulatory overture, right? Right? So, it is imposed, no, only on certain goods and services. Hindi man tanan, no, nga gin-produce ng mga goods is subject to excise tax. Pili lang man, hindi man tanan. Alright? So, as a consumption tax, it normally applies when the goods are intended for consumption also. Okay? So, hence, it is taxed, no, domestically produced or imported domestic use of exempt goods produced for export. Okay? So if the goods are exported out of the country, like for sure na mga big tobacco companies like the cigarettes, no, mga Fortune, something like that, no, gina-export nila ila products, di ba? Ang mga alcoholic drinks, they also export, no, their products. They are the only ones nga ga-export, no, nagabayad sila excise tax, right? So the manufacturer or producer of the goods subjected to that excise tax, no, may claim a tax credit or tax refund for the excise tax paid, right? Next, in certain cases, however, the regulatory feature of excise tax is so intense that it disregards its consumption, no. Amo ni siya ka another pagid nga reason kung nga man may excise tax, no. It's to minimize or stop, no, that usage of certain goods or services like the alcoholic drinks nga and cigarettes because of its damaging sa damaging components or damaging nature on the body, no, of that certain naga-consume of that. That's why as much as possible ginataasan niya price, no, para to minimize, to stop, to disregard its consumption. Okay? So even exports. So as a matter of national interest or public policy, the transshipment of sin products such as alcohol or cigarettes into designated eco zones and the export of locally extracted mineral products is subject to excise tax even if they are for foreign consumption. Amo na silang mga parang exemption to the rule, no? Kaya di ba hambalaton kapag nag-export ta, primarily exempted, but in these cases they are not, right? So excise taxes are generally levied at the point of production or importation, except no for cosmetic surgery and mineral products kay masubject sila sa excise tax upon the point of sale. The rest nga subject sa excise tax at the point of production or importation got charged na sang excise tax. Next, what are the scope of that excise tax? So the Philippine version of excise tax is limited only to certain goods with exemption of cosmetic surgery. The only service currently subject to excise tax. So ang cosmetic surgery, amo na siyang only service na gina-chargean excise tax. So in other countries, even vices such as gambling or morally damaging activities such as prostitution are taxed, right? But sa Philippines, wala na siya gina-practice. Next, list of excisable products or articles and services in the Philippines. One, yes, alcohol, tobacco, petroleum, no, mineral products, miscellaneous articles such as automobiles, magbakal ka sa lakyan subong, no? They are tax, may excise tax man na siya nga additional. Non-essential goods like jewelry, perfume, yate, no, mga yacht, sweetened beverages like soft drinks and sweetened drinks, may ara naman excise tax ngayon. Non-essential services, isa man lang, cosmetic, surgery. So timing of taxation, ginsummarize ko siya din, no? Taxable at the point of import, production, or sale, no? Saan o siya magiging excise tax? Sa alcohol up to the sweetened beverages, tanan na sila taxable sa excise tax at the point of export, right? Except the non-essential services. Okay, wala man gina-export, no? Or why man gina-import ang services. On terms of production, tanan yes, except the mineral and the non-essential, or gina parang may excise tax sila at the point of sale. Okay? Next, what are the nature of our Philippine excise tax? No? So, number one, excise tax as a regulatory tax. No? First is the environmental tax because of their effect, no, na gaga-damage sila sa environment. That's why tagaan sila excise tax. So like the petroleum, quarry, no, quarry mga bato, mineral products such as gold, silver, ano pa na siya da. Next, sumptuary tax, no? It is imposed on luxury or extravagance like the yate, cosmetic surgery, automobiles, yate, jewelries, right? Also, pwede mo na siya tawagon as vanity tax. Next is the sin tax, no? The alcoholic and tobacco products. Sin kay, di ba? Dusala sila ko, no? And it damages your body, right? Excise tax as an indirect tax. Excise tax is an indirect tax because gina-transfer sa producers and importers and ginapasa sa aton, sa consumers. Excise tax as consumption tax. The excise tax is usually levied at the point of production or importation, except sa mineral and cosmetic kaysa sale. Okay? Thus, it is typical pre-consumption tax compared to other business taxes, which are levied at the point of sale or consumption. Okay? Next, excise tax as an additional business tax. Yes. If you can remember, na-discuss man no, nga maliban sa percentage or VAT, kapag nag-undergo ka sang sininga kind of businesses, mga subject sa excise tax, no, gabayad ikaw business, and at the same time gabayad ka man excise tax. No, a business normally pays either percentage or VAT. However, if it produces like mga excisable goods, no, the excise tax is imposed as additional tax, no. Next, excise tax specific and ad valorem. When we say specific, excise tax imposed based on weight, no, volume or capacity, while ad valorem or based on the value, no, are tax imposed on selling price and other specified value. So, what are those tax compliance and requirements, no, on the excise tax? First, who are the persons liable? For domestic goods, of course, the producer. Kung ga-produce ka tabako, ga-produce ka sang alcoholic beverages, sweetened beverages, you are subject to excise tax. Okay? Exception rule. Okay? The excise tax on indigenous petroleum, natural gas, or liquefied natural gas is payable by the following persons. If the goods is local sale, the first buyer, no, ang unang nagbakal, and for export sale, the owner, lessee, concessionaire operating of the mining claim. Next, removal without payment. If goods are removed in the place of production without payment, the owner or person having possession thereof shall be liable to the tax. No? So kung wala, supposed to be excise tax should be paid, no, before mo i-release ang imo agin produce, no? And if wala mo siya mabayaran, kung sino ang kapot on, no, kung sino mo siya ginbaligya, kasi sino mo siya gin deliver, no, kung sino may possession of that certain product, sila ang liable sa tax. So to discourage man, no, nga magkuha sina nga mga certain products. For imported, general rule, of course, the importer na nagpasulod, no, sang product, so the excise tax shall be paid by the owner importer of the imported goods. Okay? Exception rule, non-exempt buyer. So when goods are exempted by an exempt person, no, then ginbaligyan niya. So ang iya nga exemption ma-apply lang niya sa iya. But sa ginbaligyaan niya, hindi. So ipas ina pakadto sa iya. Right? When to file? No? When to file and pay excise tax. General rule, before removal kinahanglan na bayaran na. Except sa mineral products and atong mga cosmetics, no, kinahanglan bayaran ka, mabayad ka excise tax at the point of sale. Right? As to the imported, no, the excise tax on imported excisable products shall be paid before the removal at the customs duty. So this applies even for imported metallic or non-metallic mineral products. So general rule, no, kung domestically produced, producer, kung imported, ang importer. When to pay? Before the removal sa production, before the removal from the customs. Summary lang ni siya. Right? Next, excise tax free importation, excise tax free importation by exempt persons, mga exempted persons. So the importation of products into tax and duty free shops, free port zones, special economic zones shall not be subject to excise taxes since they are considered foreign territories. But consumption of persons inside these places are considered foreign consumptions, hence exempted also. No? Exemption. Exemption does not apply to sin products such as cigarettes, cigars, distilled spirits, ilim nun, mga alcoholic beverages and wines. A surety bond, however, may be required in some cases to protect the interests of the government. So, aring mga prices, I mean the excise tax nga costs, no? Excise tax on alcohol products, distilled spirits per proof liter 23.40, NRP 20%. Okay? Sparkling wines per 70, 500 or less, 1016, no? More than 500, 885. So medyo mahal siya, no? Still wines and carbonated wines, 14% na alcohol, 37.6 per liter, no? Fermented liquors, if brewed and sold at pub and restaurants, 35, others, and per liter, ha? Take note, per liter. So, if the cost of your alcoholic drinks is 15 pesos, no? Then, may ari sa sang excise tax, so madalagan sa 60 pesos. No? Something like that. Mahal ang parang excise, medyo mahal yung excise tax eh. Next, excise tax on tobacco, no? Tobacco twisted by hand or produced into condition to be consumed in any manner other than ordinary mode of drying and cutting. Okay, so tobacco prepared, partially prepared, no? Fine cut short, if you strips, clippings, cutting stems, no? Medyo not familiar on that. So 2.2 pesos per kilogram as of January 1, 2019. But I assume, no, nag-increase na siya. So let's check lang sa mga latest updates from the BIR. Okay, on tobacco specially prepared for chewing, as to unsuitable for use in other manner, 1.89. Okay. Cigars and cigarettes, ad valorem tax, 20% of the net retail price. So dako siya, no? Kasi maliban sa business tax, you're also paying additional 20%, no? As sa imong sa imong excise tax. Then 6.32 per cigar. So per isa ka stick sang sigarilyo mo na siya. But I think nag-increase siya. Cigar is different from cigarettes. Ang cigar inang mga tabako, wala na dagko ang cigarettes. But cigarettes inang mga sapak, right? So 35 per pack, are. Okay? Tamo sa ang cost nila. Next, on the petroleum products, no, mga gasoline. So are iya price, no? And how it is measured, right? List na lang, okay? You don't need to memorize. I think nag-increase siya kay up to 2020 lang hindi ako nabutang, but I think may additional na siya 20 doon nag-take effect yan da nga 2022, no? So may mga increase na siya da. Try to read na lang sa handouts, okay? Excise tax minerals, are. So mga copper, gold, no, petrol, natural gas. Okay? Next, non-essential goods, mga jewelries, automobiles, 20% on their value, right? Non-essential services, 5% on gross receipts from the performance of service, net of excise tax and VAT. So meaning ginadugang, okay? Sweetened beverages, okay? Are, nakalista man. Another parang reason nila no nga man ginbutang nila it's because sugar kuno is parang unhealthy man. Too much sugar on that products like the Coke, no, mga ano tawag sila, mga soft drinks, no, mga carbonated drinks, no. They are not healthy. That's why parang additional man siya kay because of that reason nga unhealthy siya, no. Okay, so tapos na. Muna siya, no, sa sweetened beverages. So tandaan niyo lang, no, on the excise tax, you have just to remember na excise tax is an additional tax, no, sa business tax. So if ang certain producer is paying business tax, excise tax is naga-add pa siya, no. That's why medyo mahal ang certain products. And the reason of having an excise tax, no, is to minimize or to stop using that certain products like the alcohol and the cigarettes, no. And take note na excise tax is like increasing, no, may mga tax rates na siya nga increase. So let's try to to research na lang additional parang updates, or I will post, no, another video nga parang latest na siya. Alright, so that would be all. Thank you. Actually sa aton nga semester it will be the last topic, no. So I will add na lang additional content on the income taxation. Okay, so thank you everyone. Thank you for listening. God bless and keep safe.